Welcome back to the Jake and Bina show. This is episode 7 on June 14th, 2026. I'm live here from coastal Maine today. Last time we talked, I was in northern Maine and kind of hating it. And now I'm out on the yacht, southern Maine. So if you hear the waves slapping the sides of my bedroom, I'm sorry, there's not much I can do about it. I'm a little chaotic today if you're watching. I have some company today, and we just roll with it. We just make it work wherever we're at. So I'm in the one of the cabins and waiting for my brother Jake to join us. We're going to check in and see how he's doing in his recovery, because that's what this podcast is mostly about. We talk about all kinds of stuff, but mostly we just talk about recovery, because nobody should have to be in recovery and feel alone, which is how my brother and I felt much of the time, considering where we came from. Backstory real quick. 2 ex-foster kids. We were split up. We both were denied our mother for most of our lives, me especially. Jake was able to reunite with our mom, but she passed away just a year later, and he was only 18 years old, and he saw it. So we both turned to substances. We both turned to alcohol. I turned to a little bit more. I got into a little bit of the street drugs, as well as prescription pills. But the point being is that both of us are sober, and a huge part of that is because we have each other. We finally have our family back. We have a solid support system. I'm able to check in with my brother to see how he's doing, and he does the same for me. Because that's the other part of recovery, the not maybe so fun part. It's accountability, but you can't ignore it. You need to be held accountable for your sobriety, because nobody else is going to do it for you. But having those supports makes it a little bit easier. So if you're listening today and struggling because of your alcohol addiction, please know that life is so much better on the other side. You just have to be brave enough to put that bottle down, and you can. And you just have to surrender, and you have to forgive. And those might be the more difficult parts. But we'll get to more of that later. Jake is still getting himself situated. I was very chaotic with him today, so I'm definitely going to have to apologize to him. I kind of did all of this last minute, pushed the time a little bit. We were supposed to go live around 6:30, whatever. So he's getting situated, and I'm stepping up to the mic solo at first to get our wheels turning today. And the same way I did last week, the same way I'm going to do this week. We're going to talk about today in recovery history. So, not exactly today, but this month, June, huge month for recovery. A lot of things happen in June for recovery. And one of them was in June of 1971, exactly 55 years ago this month. The landscape of substance use in America shifted dramatically. Why? Because that was the official birth of the infamous war on drugs. Because, as we all know, nothing cures this complex, deeply rooted public health crisis quite like declaring war. It's a really good strategy. But anyway, the game plan back then, it was pretty simple. It was just prioritize massive legal sanctions, kickstart decades of mass incarcerations that prisons can't keep up with, and just slap such a huge, heavy social stigma on addiction that anyone struggling was pushed way down into the shadows. Problem solved, right? Brilliant execution, no notes. Except, spoiler alert, it failed miserably. It didn't heal anybody. It just tore communities apart. But here's the massive little plot twist here, is this huge push towards criminalization actually ended up backfiring in the best way possible. It accidentally catalyzed the modern recovery advocacy movement, because when public health advocates, doctors, and people in recovery were looking around and realized that the whole approach was a complete train wreck, they didn't just sit back and let it happen. They organized, and they started fighting like hell to completely reframe the conversation, proving that addiction is a treatable medical condition, not a moral failing or a personal flaw. So while June 1971, it was like a policy disaster, it also forced the birth of a blueprint for advocacy. So huge shout out to pioneers who fought to bring a recovery out of the shadows so we could stand here in the light, which leads me to the other really interesting thing that happened actually on June 10th, so just a few days ago, but in the year 1935. That was the official founding of Alcoholics Anonymous. Kind of cool. So it marks the day that this guy, his name was Dr. Bob Smith, he took his final drink, and with another man named Bill Wilson, they created this 12-step peer support model that we call Alcoholics Anonymous. Before that, the options for people who were struggling with addiction were basically isolation, institutionalization, or just being told to have more willpower. So yeah, super helpful. And actually still something people try to say works today, believe it or not. I've heard it myself. So anyway, Narcotics Anonymous, that kind of expanded in the 1950s and eventually blossomed into countless other holistic aid groups, not even faith-based, not always, but the common denominator is just that community connection is quite literally the most powerful weapon that we have against the isolation of active use. Like Jake and I talk about all the time, we don't really benefit from AA for whatever reason. We might if we stuck with it, but we are much more comfortable in our own homes. I mean, we talk about this all the time. We're a lot more comfortable in our own homes, being in our own safe space, because many of us who have addiction, we also have PTSD, and it can be very easily triggered, especially complex PTSD, which I have been diagnosed with. Jake, I'd love to hear maybe his thoughts on what his diagnosis is. I don't believe he was ever formally diagnosed, but maybe we could pick his brain a little bit later. So anyway, you were probably just like, wow, that was a really boring history lesson and none of this really matters. But it does. I mean, it absolutely matters, because if you look at statistics or you look at surveys, nearly 1 in 10 adults in the United States have successfully recovered from a significant substance use problem. 1 in 10. So that is literally millions of people that are living proof that change is possible. I always say this, my story is not unique. I know that. I'm not trying to convince anybody that my story is unique, because it's not. There are millions of people who turn to substances to deal with the inner chaos and the pain that they had to go through for whatever reason, whatever trauma. We tend to think that it's uncommon for an addict to get sober. We can see an addict in active addiction and look at them, and the majority of people are going to look at that person and say they're going to be dead in a year. Or who cares if they are alive? I mean, they're not going to be, who cares? They're just nothing. We still see that. I see it all the time. And I even have moments where I might be driving through like really bad areas of like homelessness. I mean, I'm in the Portland area, and it is bad. It's very bad. Congress Street, pretty scary. And sometimes I might catch myself like, geez, what is this person doing? Like, this is terrible. They shouldn't be out here doing this, but who the fuck am I to judge? Because I very easily could have become that person. All of us addicts, you know, we share the pain, we share the traumas. We don't always share the same ending. But I think that, like, if we look at what AA was able to do for the United States in the recovery world, that was all by foot. That was all like word of mouth. There wasn't internet back then. We got it now. So the recovery world is huge. There are so many great Facebook groups where you can share your story and you can actually do it anonymously. Because that is the other thing about AA. You know, I'll walk into an AA meeting in my town and I'll see people there who I guess I sort of know them. And then, you know, they're messaging me on, you know, on social media about the meeting. And it's like, damn, you know, I don't know these people, but the town is so small. They might think they know me. Can I really be that open and vulnerable here? So here I am doing it live, right? I'm not trying to set an example that everybody should be coming forward like I am with their story and screaming it from the rooftops. That's just my story. That's my journey. I had to do that to get my voice back. By publishing my books, I fully gained back control of my story, and I wasn't going to allow anybody else to be able to try to rewrite the script or put words in my mouth or tell me that things didn't happen that never existed. Because I've got the journal entries to prove it. Regardless, I don't think that everybody should have to go to that extent to get sober or recover from trauma. But there is definitely something very empowering about saying your story out loud. And if you can do that on a social media platform where you can actually be 100% anonymous, it's a game changer. Let me just check in on Jake here. Yeah, he should be hopping on here real soon. To engage with us, tell your story, like I was talking about. You know, share your struggles. What have you got going on? What's hard for you right now? What's your advice to somebody who is going through a hard time? I'll be hitting 2 years sober next month, and this is the longest I've ever been sober. I'm absolutely terrified to screw it up, but I know that for the first time ever, I know that it's up to me if it is screwed up or not. There's nobody left to blame because I reached the end of my rope. I didn't have any rope left to hang on to. So now if I screw up, I mean, it's all on me. It's all on me, and I can handle that pressure. Because I've been through harder things than what my life is right now. My life is pretty damn amazing right now. It is amazing right now. It's not pretty amazing. It is. And it's only really that way because I got sober. Just waiting on Jake. We're going to be talking about recovery, of course. I mean, we're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff. Like if anybody wants to ask us questions, Jake and I are totally open to that. I think people know maybe a lot about me right now, but maybe they don't know everything that there is to know about Jake. So with that being said, let's welcome my brother to the show. Hi,
Hello.
Jake.
How's it going?
Good, I guess. I was like just talking about how I was all over the place and like last minute today, but we just had kind of an unexpected guest, so.
Oh yeah.
But we made it work. I went in one of the back cabins and just closed the door. So you might be able to hear them up there. I do a little bit, but
Yeah, whatever works, you know.
yeah.
I felt like it was such a minor thing. I was like, we could probably work with it.
So. I know. I seriously just like let my anxieties get in the way about everything sometimes, where the level of control that I need is astronomical.
Yeah, well, I feel that way in a lot of the things I do.
So, how's work going?
It's not too bad. Obviously better now that I'm feeling better. So
yeah.
It's been pretty quiet, surprisingly, for this time of year. But I know that's probably going to rapidly change here in a couple of weeks. So
Portland is crawling, but like it's so busy.
I'm sure you probably don't miss that lifestyle of working in restaurants during the summer rush.
Yeah, honestly, part of you
does. There's a weird part with some people that love that chaos, though. So
I feel like I thrived in it. I was a kick-ass waitress. I always thought, but I don't know. But I don't know if I miss it. Like, I guess probably all I would miss is just it could be fun working in a restaurant.
Right. Well, I guess it's
Like,
different for me because I'm in the kitchen versus the actual service.
but I loved like back of house too. Like I loved like getting to know the dishwashers and getting to know the cooks. Like I just liked getting to know everybody because it was always such a weird mix of people, but everybody had each other's back too.
That's one thing I noticed about kitchen crews. They're very tight knit compared to a lot of other businesses. So it's
Yeah,
kind of a
because
nice. It's kind of like a little family, you know.
how many hours are you working?
Like a week or per shift.
Yeah, per shift.
I'm only part time, which is preferable for me.
Yeah.
Part-time, kind of like my happy medium. I've noticed in the past through other jobs I've done that the more I work, the way more prone I am to getting way more stressed out, way more everything. And when your mood slips, that can lead to other shit happening with it. So,
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah.
And I've been extremely cautious of that this week because I had like hella cravings a few days ago. So,
really,
it's always around that 2 to 3 month mark where I notice, at least from my personal past, that's really where the cravings really come back.
Interesting.
Like but I also catch it. I notice every time I'm feeling like a little irritated or a little down in the dumps, or oh, I was spoken to wrong by somebody, and it just immediately triggers that mindset to want to grab a drink, or it's so
a trigger.
At least I recognize it though.
Yeah, like what is one? Like I struggle figuring out my triggers sometimes because it's like just I don't know everything.
Well,
I don't know. I've been able to narrow it down a little more.
Usually, and this probably is for most people, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think like your interactions in the first hour of the day after you get up largely are going to determine what kind of day you have. I felt like if you start the day with like an argument, or you start the day where you like, stub your toe, or like any little thing,
feeling rushed. For me, it's like feeling rushed in the morning, and I'm a monster. It's like I can't be. I like being able to take my time, have my coffee, do my hair, whatever.
Right. And I'm so see that the thing with me is I'm like probably am OCD, to be honest. I must be, because I'm such a perfectionist with how I have to do things.
OCD, yeah. I mean, our mom thought you might be.
I definitely am. I don't really, you know how some things you don't really think you need a diagnosis for.
Yeah.
I think OCD is kind of one of those things where it's not really, doesn't affect your life overly much. It just, like for me, it's like simple little things like volume on the TV. I have to have it on even. Like something simple like that. Or sometimes I feel like I have to do things a certain amount of times before I feel like, all right, I did it the way it was supposed to be done.
Damn.
It sucks.
What's like a specific thing that you have to do like to make sure it's done? Just something like the way something's setting on a table or something. Like I've seen that.
Yeah. Like remotes, like I like to have them lined up a certain way. I like that. That's probably why my room's always been very organized. It's because I like to keep.
I wish I had got that one. You got the OCD gene. I got like the tornado crazy gene, psychosis gene.
So what do you mean by that?
You got neat and clean. Nikki must have got that one too. I shouldn't. I mean, I just am so type B, and like I really am a tornado everywhere I go. So like I'll set things down and then get back up, and it's gone from my brain forever. Where the fuck did I put that? Like I once looked for my car in a parking lot at the main mall for like an hour and a half because I didn't know where I parked. Like that, I'm not present enough. I don't know what it is. It's just type B. I'm just type B.
Right.
I suppose. I'm not dirty. Like, I don't think I'm dirty, but I'm just not organized.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I'm trying really hard to be.
Yeah, so that's another aspect that I don't miss with my drinking is I would trash my room.
Oh God, yeah, me
The
too.
only goddamn thing that would be organized is where my bottles were. Like other than that, like even laundry. Like I
Where the
would do
cold ones were.
laundry. Nah.
I would start it, and then who knows how long it sits there.
Yeah. Just even remembering that image of just having like big ass vodka bottles in my room is just. Anytime I think I want to drink again, I remember that image, remembering how I had to have a drink when I got up, and just.
I have to do that too sometimes. Like, I don't crave too bad lately, but if I do, then I'm like, think about how you felt the last time you drank.
Right.
Like Chad, he was talking about champagne today, and I was like, ugh, I don't even know, because that's the last thing I ever drank was champagne. I was chugging it by the bottle and then throwing up and then drinking more, like just nasty. And I'm like, I don't even know if I like if I tasted champagne, I'd probably just
That was a
hurl.
weird
I just
thing
hurl.
too. It's like, well, because it didn't happen to me much, but if I did vomit, like, yeah, then you would have to drink more after. Because it's like, well, that was a waste.
Yeah. Better double down. Start
And
double fisting.
it's so crazy because I would always trick myself into thinking however method I was doing it was making it more acceptable. Like the way I would mix
Like
it, I would drink like a lot of water. Like I'd mix it with flavored water.
I remember you would say that to me. I'd be like, just please make sure that you're like getting a little bit of water. And you're like, I am. I'm mixing it with liquor. I'm like, oh.
It's like,
okay. It counteracts, but I didn't say that to you because I know that you know that.
Right. At that time,
you're just you were like in the justification of your, drinking. I was always justifying it, or like my favorite justification was, well, I had a really hard life, so I'm allowed to do this. That was the justification for me. I fucking earned this.
Like you were saying though, yeah, it's just all the things you tell yourself to justify drinking to any context. Like, oh well, if at least I ate something today, or hey, at least I had an apple or an orange, or
right.
I'm getting my vitamin C.
I can literally remember a time being at the bar, like I must have had like 12 margaritas minimum. Jeez. And I just remember having like half a glass of water, and I'm like, I'm fucking healthy. Like I was so proud of myself. Half a water, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is my face so bloated?
When I first started drinking, it was always like lemonade or something like that, or juice. And as time went on, I figured, well, maybe I don't need that much sugar, so I started mixing it with flavored water or zero sugar. I was like, well, at least it tastes okay, but you can still taste the liquor pretty easily. But.
Oh, I liked the taste of liquor too. I mean, I don't think I could do it now. I can remember being like pretty young, probably like 19. Did you ever drink Orloff?
Don't think so.
It's just like the cheapest vodka you could ever possibly get. And I just remember I drank like way too much of it, and the next day I'm like trying to shower to go to class, and I'm puking in the shower. I'm like, whoa, like this is not a normal feeling what I'm feeling. And I tried to like stop for a little bit, but that was right around when our mom died, actually.
Yeah, I know there's definitely been some certain kinds of liquor bottles that would make me feel like immense shit. Like cheaper vodkas would do that. Like I can't remember the brand, but it was a bad. It was cheap as hell, and I felt so sick the next day. And whereas if it was the bottle I was used to, like Pinnacle, that was the typical bottle I would get. And I never really got sick from it.
Pinnacle? I never drank a whole lot of Pinnacle. Like that was a fancy girl drink. Like, I loved Smirnoff because you could buy like the little bottles of it, those little like pint things.
The ultimate alcoholic drink.
Is it? Yeah.
Well,
any kind of vodka. Any kind of vodka.
Have one of those little bottles, travel ones. Hide that shit anywhere. So, anything crazy happened during the week? Just kind of
anything crazy.
Or just sort of a chillax week.
I mean, I guess it's just kind of been a whirlwind. We're just always so so busy. I'm trying to like take more time to just have a little self-reflection maybe, and like, I don't know, being more present, thinking about how I'm actually feeling. I haven't had any urges to drink or anything,
Right.
but I don't know. I'm just like, I just want to be hitting my max potential. And maybe I just like, I overthink it too much. I need to be careful to just not be like so obsessed with control. And
Yeah.
because I'm not good at control, I'm just not. I'm more of like a go with the flower. So once I start trying to get control, it's like, holy fuck, I can't do this. So I might as well just toss it. You know what I mean?
I think yeah, we both get that because I've had that mentality with jobs before too,
Yeah.
where I felt like if things were starting to go really bad, I would just be like, fuck it, just throw in the towel, just be
Yeah.
done.
Like the first sign of trouble.
Yep, or the first moment of insecurity, like for example, like say you have a bad, not even a bad one, but like a less than ideal interaction with your manager or something.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you think your manager's got beef with you at work and or you're treated differently than everyone else and you'll overthink the bullshit and convince yourself that, oh, no one here likes me, or
Yeah. No,
and
I would do the same thing.
and it's all in your head, and that's what's so freaking ridiculous about it. You can't escape your own head. So
Yeah, that's why I try to journal. And I need to do it. I like to do it every single day because I notice a real like shift in me if I do it every day. My attitude is better. I just like, I struggle with rage and sometimes it almost feels uncontrollable.
yeah.
It's over like minor things. And I don't lash out like I used to, but like it's this weird like boiling, bubbling, and I'm hoping, I'm like wishing that I had a target for it, but I don't, because there's no one that is deserving of that rage. It's just unnaturally there.
For me, I mean, that's actually one thing I don't mind about my job is it kind of allows me to get some of that physical crap out. So then
Yeah.
I can go home and I actually feel relaxed once I get home.
Yeah, I've been taking a lot of walks and I got a paddle board. So I'm gonna like try paddle boarding. Just
Nice.
doing more like, I don't know, getting outside. I just want to be outside and be in nature, and I want to sell more jewelry. I had some good jewelry sales this week, so
Yeah,
it was kind of motivating. So another exciting thing, I made like a TikTok of our mom's story basically,
Mhm.
and it went viral. So that's kind of cool. Just
Nice.
like explaining how she was just let down over and over by all of these systems. And I'm like sick of talking about my story. There's no point in talking about my story. The story that needs to be heard is our mom's story, because she never got the chance to speak out even though she was a sober woman. Like, she never really got to have her story told. She wanted to be like, she wanted to be famous, and I want to make her famous because she deserves to be.
For sure.
There were people commenting saying like there needs to be a movie made of it. They were like, Netflix is sleeping on this. I'm like, let's do it. Let's make a movie.
As long as we can be executive producers, sure.
For sure. Complete control of the script. But
Yeah.
how cool would that be?
I would
Even if
definitely get involved with that. If something like that were to be pitched, I would take a look and hey,
a
I would have loved.
documentary. Oh, Lauren, today is her dad's heavenly birthday. Happy birthday to Lauren's heavenly father. I would love to see a documentary of your mom and your guys' story. We would too.
It could definitely be done. And I mean, it could go just beyond her. Like, it would be us talking about how it's connected with so many other families and, our Native American lineage. And
Yeah. I would even love it, would even if it wasn't a documentary, like a dramatized version, like we sell the movie rights or something. I don't know.
could. Well, you just like anything, you got to pitch the script to somebody. The only problem I would have with anything like that is if the whoever has more say in how the movie's made, if they wanted to throw in things for dramatic purposes. Like, I would want it to be more authentic,
I would
not
too.
just a typical Hollywood redo.
Because it doesn't even need anything extra. Like, it's already like a fucking unbelievable story. Like, already tragic and unbelievable. So it doesn't need any more dramatization. It's got a lot of drama already.
Right.
But I know what you mean. Like, people would try to. They'd be like, well, let's add in this, or let's add in, like, make it just like how that Dr. Phil show was like approaching me and being like, you need to be a mess. And it's like, I'm not a mess. I was, but I'm not going to pretend to be just to get your views up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also I think the problem with a potential problem would be the fact that there wouldn't really be a happy ending to it because of, what happened with her. Unless we didn't end it there and then maybe we show, things that happened the following years, kind of like maybe what happened to us a little bit, but how we were able to come out of it, turn it into something good. And
I think that could maybe be the dramatized version. It's like you and us following our lives. Maybe. I don't know.
Because, we went through that in very different but similar ways.
Yeah.
Because for me, obviously, I'm there and everything, but, you was just, it was, I think for you when it first happened was more confusing than anything.
So confusing. But I also think that about you. I'm like, man, you must have been so confused.
Yeah.
Because she was just like popping in and out,
Right.
Never really explained. I mean, all of us were confused.
I think,
I guess,
now that I think more about it, though, now that we're already on the topic, I think that'd be something I'd be really into pushing along, though. Because there would be a way for me to maybe tell my story a little better, because I work better with that kind of thing than I do with writing.
Yeah.
So that might be a passion project that I could maybe think about.
Like writing a movie script?
Well, not even writing it, but I don't know. Who knows? Something we can work on together. I can tell you everything. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely just think like we have a story that needs to be heard, and we should just do whatever it takes to make sure that it reaches as many people as it can. Because our mom just, she wasn't appreciated or loved in the ways that she should have been, and that's because of society's way of looking at addicts. They just look down on addicts, and they don't always remember, that's somebody's mom, that's somebody's aunt, that's somebody's sister, whatever. They're still fucking people,
And the thing of it is, too, is I know this would happen. If she hadn't passed, the older we got, I almost am certain that she would have been very outspoken and would have been going to things and talking about addiction a lot more openly. And
what was really interesting to me about her mom is like when she was talking to me and in all the letters she wrote and I've looked at her entire Facebook and just read every status, all of it, but she never once said anything bad about CPS or child welfare. She never did. She would just say, I said to her one time, I sent her a message and said, I don't understand why everybody hates you. And she said, I don't blame them. So she was still carrying all of that guilt that the world just force fed her. Still just buried in it. And I mean, thank God she still was able to get sober, and she stayed sober for 5 years and she got you back, but she probably never found self-forgiveness. And that tears me apart, and it's not fair, and it shouldn't happen to anybody. Yeah. Because people turn to addiction for a goddamn reason. And it's unbelievable that people just still don't know that or don't want it to admit it. But maybe if people saw our mom's story that for what it was, maybe they would look at the next addict differently.
Exactly.
Lauren says, at one point, my dad was using mud puddles to flush his veins after shooting up. People saw him terribly, but he loved every kid and every animal.
Like our mom.
Mhm.
I'm about the, she loved animals and she loved kids. So talk to us about, what do you guys have going on? Jake and I are both getting clean. Well, we are clean from alcohol. And I'm at almost 2 years. I keep saying that, but it's coming up, I promise. What are you at, Jake?
Let's see. It'll be 3 months and 12 days, so a little over 2.5 months.
Hell yeah.
Like I was telling you, I definitely do have my cravings, but so far I've been able to keep myself away from it. So
Yeah, I'm fortunate. I feel like the cravings, they go away. At least mine do. Like, if I can get over the 9-month mark.
at least we got Jack.
What are we
in the
at here?
camera.
15. Yeah, Jackie's here. Come say hi, Jack. Come here.
Special
She's
guest.
like, I don't want to. It's Jack. Oh, say hi.
His nose in the mic.
Oh, say hello.
That's funny.
He's a good boy. We took him for a walk, down by the beach today. We didn't actually go on the beach because he just gets covered in sand and it's a nightmare. So,
Yeah, makes
but
sense.
just the view of it. That's all you need.
Yeah, it's nice. I miss waking up to a beach because when I was in Florida, I lived right on a beach. When I was there, I miss that sometimes. But
I love it. Like I love it.
it was weird because I was so used to it though, so I wouldn't really walk the beach that often. Whereas if it was you probably would have been out there almost every day.
Honestly, I don't even go to the beach as
whatever.
much as. Yeah, I'm a tanny. I love to tan.
Yeah. I tried.
I know it's not good for me, but I don't really burn. Do you burn? Do you sunburn?
Oh yeah, if I'm out there too long, yeah.
Yeah, you need a little sun. You need to we'll get you a spray tan.
Yeah, something, right?
The safe route. No, I'm just kidding. You look great. You don't have to be tan. I just love to just be near the ocean. Like, even if I wasn't living on a boat, like, I'd still want to be like going to the beach. We were always on lakes growing up, like in my adoptive home. Like, we were always fishing just every day in the summertime. Get up at 5 a.m, go fish, come back. When the sun goes down, clean them all. It's what you eat every day.
So you loved fishing, whereas me, I hated it.
I loved it.
You retain more of the outdoorsiness compared to me. I've always been
Yeah.
such a homebody. Like I do like going out and doing stuff, but it's like if I'm not actually doing anything, I hate being away from home. The only time I like to be away from home is if I'm actually doing something. Like,
But
going
that's
out
like
to
the
eat or-
that's kind of the beauty of being in nature, is like you don't have to do anything. You can just like sit and look at the
Right.
world around you, look at the clouds, or just like, I don't know, just enjoy it for what it is. It's a good way to just be present. Or hiking. I do like hiking.
I think it's because I probably grew up around it for so long, for so many years. When I was a kid, I would just be bored with nothing to do. 'Cause I didn't have friends around most of my childhood.
Yeah.
Go and hang out with like kids down the road. So it was just I had to find
I
ways to
didn't either.
entertain myself.
You're a techie. You're good at gaming and anything techie. That's your thing. I have a little bit of that, but obviously not great. Like you can tell by my
Well, that can
podcasting.
happen to anybody. That's really not on your control.
I appreciate you saying that.
No, you're right. I would argue you're a lot more tech savvy in a lot of ways than I am. Just with, well, maybe more so with like marketing and social media. I think that's your strength.
I think that's just because of like the education program that I was in elementary school. Like it was a gifted and talented program, they called it, but it was just so marketing geared. Like we just learned how to market, and write. It was all about writing and marketing.
It's a good skill to have.
I wish I'd done a little more on public speaking. I'm supposed to go speak at like a rehab next month, and I'm like thinking about it, like what am I going to say? how am I going to speak at it and not cry? Like, I am a classic crier if I have to public speak because I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm like,
Wait,
ah. I
wait,
was that
I've
way as a
never heard
kid.
of
I'm still
that
that way now.
term. A classic
What?
crier. I've never heard of it. I didn't know
Oh,
there
I
was a
don't.
classic way of doing it.
Just like the I
Like a
just
forced
I don't know.
cry, or
No,
oh,
like a overwhelmed and anxiety, probably part panic attack. I don't know.
panic attack while speaking is like my worst nightmare.
Yeah, and it
I wouldn't
it
be able to do it
never
after
actually
long.
happens.
No.
I guess there was this trick that I used to tell myself when I was waitressing and bartending that I would tell people I was training. The the whole key is to just not give a fuck. And if you
More
don't
or
give a
less.
fuck, then you won't get overwhelmed. So I guess I just need to tell myself that when I'm public speaking, just pretend I'm doing what I'm doing right now. Because, like, in this situation, I'm totally fine. But it's
Yeah,
because I'm in my own zone.
of course.
I mean, I went to an AA meeting while I was up north and almost cried. Like, what the fuck? I don't know.
Yeah, see, I'm not much of a public emotional. Never really have been.
I don't like to show public emotion at all. But
Oh, yeah, like it's bad if I am. And I have had that happen, like especially during my worst drinking points. Oh fuck yeah. I was getting upset in public. I remember one time basically breaking down while I was checking people out at Hanford. Like, God.
I don't know.
I can't even remember what it was. I think I was just so upset with my life at that point. And I knew
Yeah.
at that time I was just drinking it away. And it was just such a repetitive thing going to work, hungover every fucking day and having to drink
Oh, God.
just to keep sane. So
The
I could get through
loop.
the day. Yeah. Having to step away so I could get it fixed.
And then, like, working a job, like, if you were breaking down,
Dealing with
like,
people.
dealing with people, dealing with the general public, because they are so nasty and mean. I can remember, dude, I was going through a really hard time and I was waitressing. I had just had a miscarriage. I had just fallen down the stairs and almost broke my neck. Like, I was going through it heavy. I had just gotten back in contact with my dad and it was not going well. I could tell he was on drugs. But anyway, so I'm just at work having a really hard time, barely getting through this last table. It's my last table. I had to work a double till close. So I went in at 10 a.m. I didn't leave until midnight. And this last table took the time out of their fucking day to fill out this card about how I was a waitress that didn't smile enough and should be, their last waitress was so upbeat and bubbly. This one is a complete bitch. And it's like, bro, did you get your food? Was your food hot? I'm not here to fucking entertain you. Like, I was so livid. Like, I almost quit right there. It's like, I'm having a hard time, dude. Just don't give me a tip and call it a day. You don't have to tell my boss that I should be fired. Like, I'll slash your tires.
I'm so mixed on reviews.
I'm drinking. On what?
And who knows? They could have. That's what I hate about some people is they jump to assumptions so quick. It's like you don't know what a person's dealing with or going through, man. Like,
seriously, the amount of people that flip me off on the daily, it's like I don't even know you, and it's just because I am in a truck that they don't like. I don't know.
See, I don't really. See, that's where I'm different. Like, if it's someone I don't or barely know, I don't give a fuck what they think about me. Whereas if it's someone that I'm closer to or talk to more often, if I'm having issues with them, that will bother me.
That drives me nuts. I can't have people mad at me.
Yeah. Whether it's family or friend drama or whatever the fuck.
Lauren, it's because you are pretty. Well, sometimes they can't see me in that truck with the tinted windows and they still flip you off. But thank you for saying that. And there's just a lot of angry people out there and they're just looking for an outlet to push their anger onto. And sometimes it just happens to be me. That's okay. I can deal with it.
Right. If it wasn't you, it'd be somebody else.
Yeah, seriously. And if it wasn't them, it'd be somebody else.
Yeah. The problem with us, because of shit we've been through, we just always in moments like that feel like the whole entire world is fucking against us. And it's like I
That's a
literally
very good
feel like
point.
I literally feel like some days like the world declared war on me. Like, it was just bullshit all day. Like I had this happen the day I think I was recovering from the sickness. I went back to work because I took the one day off, so I didn't go and spread shit. Went back in the next day and just kind of worked through it. My God, every little thing was going wrong. Like I had to do mopping, and first the handle on the mop broke off. I was like,
Oh no,
man! And then the bottom
that's the
of
worst.
then I was dragging the mop bucket,
No.
and the bottom burst open, started leaking water
Oh,
everywhere.
dude, no.
I had to haul that thing up and throw it in the sink so it didn't flood the kitchen. I was like, dude, come on.
Lauren says ancestral curse. Yeah, your ancestors are trying to tell you, smarten the fuck up, Jake. Put the bottle down.
I wasn't even drinking. This was like last week.
Oh,
Yeah.
this was last week?
Yeah, after the first day I went back after being sick.
Maybe they're trying to warn you about something else.
I don't know, because it was like a lot of things happening in one day. That was bullshit. And also, my dog had an accident in the house earlier that day.
Oh no!
In threes, things happen in threes. So
yes, yeah, it's true. Bad
to
things and good things happen in threes. They come in trios.
I swear to God, there's times where I felt like the universe was like testing me to see if I was gonna bite into it. Like say, oh, we're gonna throw everything at you, see how sober you really truly are. Like
I believe in that. I believe that there are tests.
Like a spiritual test, and I passed it. So
yeah, you did.
Now I'm feeling
and I'm
better,
proud of you.
Because like I've told you, every day you're always just one day away from getting right back into it. So it's just like this constant. I'm treating it like a shield that I have to keep up. Because if I let that shield start to disintegrate, even if a little bit, it builds and builds and builds until eventually you're just going to tear the whole fucking thing off and you're going to go and drink. So
yeah, no doubt.
That contemplating phase before relapse, you have to be so cautious.
That was probably my biggest problem the first time I tried to get sober was like I was not conscious of that at all.
Yeah. You just figure, I'm just not drinking right now, but in a year, that kind of thing.
Who knows? Yeah. But it was more like the thoughts would creep in my head of like I could have a drink, and instead of immediately swatting it away, I would entertain it.
I still do that a lot.
You got to be careful of that.
Yeah.
Seriously. That was a really hard thing for me to learn. Yeah. Because if you start like allowing just once in a while that thought, it'll come back around as much as it can, and it will keep trying.
Yep.
Until it catches you just right at the right moment where you're like, maybe I'm onto something. Maybe I should just have one. That was always mine. I'm just going to have one. And I truly believed it. I believed it. And it never, ever was. It was always disaster. Every time.
It's crazy how it can creep back so subtly. Or what's the word I'm looking for? Like so sneaky. Yeah.
It's a sneaky disease.
Are very sneaky. Creeps up on you like out of nowhere. Because I remember in previous relapses, like I would be dead set, like just days before, I don't plan on ever drinking again, and just not even days later. I literally had one day where it was the same day.
Yeah. There's this quote that I kind of like to remind myself. Sobriety is never owned, it's rented. And rent is due every single day. You just have to commit every single day, and you have to commit to every single thought that crosses your mind of, should I have a drink right now? You have to immediately tell yourself, no, the fuck, you should not. And here's why. And remind yourself, because you can only like control your actions if you can control your thoughts.
Yeah.
It all comes back to thoughts.
Yeah. Your thought patterns.
Your actions are controlled by your feelings, and your feelings are controlled by your thoughts. So if you can control your thoughts, you can control your life.
It's kind of
and
like
yourself.
Fear. If you confront fear, you're less intimidated by it. Because a lot of
Yeah.
that's a common thing, I think, for drinkers too. Is like, all right, what are you afraid of right now? Or, what is it
For
that's
sure.
backed you into a corner, so to speak, where you feel like drinking is the only option?
For sure.
Just have to monitor it, and that's all I'm doing right now. I'm just being cautious. Obviously, working again helps a lot of ways because it keeps my mind kind of off of it a little bit more. Whereas if I was just sitting home, it would simmer a lot more. So, but now
Yeah,
it's like I'm home
definitely.
and I just play my game, or I'll be doing something to just keep my mind occupied. So,
Yeah. I mean, I think that's great. Leslie Hargrove says, so do you two think it was or is in your genes? Example, because your mom was an addict, you two are more susceptible to also being or were addicts, if that makes sense. I talk about this actually a lot in my second book, Finding Michelle Canu. It's free on Kindle Unlimited right now. But the short answer is yes. It's not the full reason why I became an addict, but it definitely played a part. And I definitely think that I have the addict gene. People who have one addict parent are 25% more likely to be an addict. And I had two. So,
same.
yeah,
Yep.
it was a flip of a coin for me. And I just happened to land on the addict side. And then you pair that with the environment that I was in.
Right. And see, one thing
And
I
the
didn't
abuse.
realize too, like, because I always thought it was just our mother's side, but it's like, oh, after talking, over the years with my father about it more, he said, oh no, it's definitely on our side too. Like, he said, a lot of drinkers in my dad's side of the family. I'm not calling
Yeah.
anyone out, like, currently. I'm
Yeah,
just saying, like,
no.
in general, from our family history, it's there.
Yeah.
So between that and just how bad it got with our mother,
And everybody on our mother's side, pretty much everybody on our mom's side is an addict and is dead from addiction. Not everybody, but like a huge number.
because they just
Of them.
kept doing it until it took them, and which is, and I have to keep that in mind too, knowing that, that's basically what we were doing. We were headed right down that same path, and
Yeah.
sometimes I'm filled with a lot of regret because of that, knowing that I was living that way for a long time. But like I said, it almost felt like
I do too.
like, because I try to separate myself from that because I see that as a weaker, more unstable Jake, that was just afraid of everything and felt like, I don't know, for whatever reason, that drinking myself to sleep every day was the only way out. That's what it felt like sometimes. But I keep doing it because it also can make me happy. It would make me happy. It could make me upset too, but I didn't care because I was getting my fix. It's fucking train wreck of life. Knowing that I couldn't work because of it,
It's a sad life.
I couldn't be a good friend or a good brother or son or anything if I was like that. That's why I'm extremely grateful that you were there in the recent times to help me get through it. So.
Yeah. We definitely need each other. We need somebody who gets it. And I always thought that it was going to, like, I don't know, when I was just kind of dabbling in addiction, you could say, I kind of hoped that my dad would be the person that I could turn to understand it. And I don't know, it didn't work out that way because he died, of addiction. Kind of blindsided me a little bit, but he wasn't the support that I needed at the time. But I believe that you and I could find some major support in each other because nobody's going to understand each other better than us.
I mean, we've also made it clear, even, not on this podcast, but in general, when we've spoken, that even if theoretically we were to ever relapse again, like, I wouldn't walk out on you and be like, well, that's your fucking problems. And like, no.
Oh my God. I'd never do that to you either.
Would I be sad? Of course. But I would still be right there to talk to you about whatever it is that you need. So.
Yeah, I'd be right there just encouraging you to just get right back on the horse immediately. Like, just get back on that wagon.
Right.
That's what a person needs to hear the most, probably. They don't want to hear it, but if they have somebody who loves them and helps hold them accountable, it can make a big difference. Because if somebody doesn't have anyone to hold them accountable, then all bets are off and they're just going to keep using because what's the point? Nobody cares at the end of the day, is what they think.
Yeah. And well, there is a slight element of truth to that, in the sense of like, at the end of the day, a lot of people aren't going to care whether you're doing it or not. That is just kind of reality.
Yeah. No,
I know there's plenty of people that could give a fuck less if I was drinking all day, every day. Like, Isabel says, I have a hearing about custody in Sacramento. California Family Court will if you two would attend on September 25th, 2026. Review my widow tried to architect and abuser.
I will be there if I can. September
Sacramento,
virtually.
California?
Is this a virtual?
Oh,
Yeah, is this a virtual thing? Yeah, I don't know if I can make it to Sacramento, but
Yeah, if it's all the way in California, I don't know about that, but
yeah.
virtually, possibly.
So yeah, any like just last minute questions or thoughts, or anybody want to give a little shout out to how many days sober they have? Drop it in the comments.
Lauren says, I love you both. Thank you for being here tonight. I wasn't here for all of it. Been a busy day, but hearing you two talk is very healing for me.
That's sweet.
I appreciate
That's very
your
sweet.
support.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for watching. And you should definitely
Lauren.
come back next Sunday. Come back next Sunday. We want to talk to you more.
Yes, Kim, but
Isabel
they might not
says
allow you.
well, we could try. Lauren says, I am such a perfectionist and plan on sending you an email tonight. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I look forward to that.
Protectionist, or did you mean perfectionist?
She must have been, yeah, she must have been perfectionist. We got you. We got you.
No, I love.
So what are you going to do with the rest of the night? You have like a gaming thing you're going to do?
Yeah, there's an event going on in the game I play. And it's like a timed exclusive event, and it ends tomorrow. It's been going on for a couple days, but perfectionist. Yeah, I figured that's what you meant, Lauren. I was gonna say I've never heard of a protectionist. That was neat. That's what
Isabella says, please keep talking on your podcast will help other children in foster care. I'm definitely going to still be speaking out. I'm just getting started, honestly.
Oh yeah, and before you go, that's actually something you should let everybody know of real quick. Just how much you put out. Like, this podcast is by far not the only thing that she does.
Yeah.
Like,
it kind of started like a year ago. It's been almost a year. I published my first book, and it's called 30, Dirty, and Dying. It's on Amazon. It's free with Kindle Unlimited. Basically, I published my journals from when I was in active addiction, which was about 10 years. And that led me to question, why did I turn to substances at all in the first place? Which I talk about in my second book. Because I turned to addiction because of foster care. And I talk about that in the second book. That's also free on Kindle Unlimited. It's called Finding Michelle Canu. Third book, The Unpublished Entries, is about to drop July 7th. So keep an eye out for that. It's going to be a digital, it's going to be an ebook up on my website. Pretty much if you want to see what I'm up to, just visit my website. It's sabrinaillustrated.com. And it's in my bio. I've got some jewelry and like other stuff, some merch. And this podcast. July 7th.
Nice.
It's gonna be coming out. I found like a whole stack. I think I've told you this, Jake, like a whole stack of journals where I was like, holy shit, why didn't I put this in the first book? But that's okay. It's like an expansion, I guess, of the first book, but you don't have to read them in order either. You can bounce around. They make sense with or without the other. So yeah. Then my sea glass jewelry, that's on my website too, though.
Sweet. And for me, it's like I haven't been streaming in a little while, but I do have a Twitch channel. So when I eventually do get back to it, I will let people know if they are into gaming and that sort of thing. But
yeah,
I just want to do like a little bit of a makeover for it before I get back onto it. I was a little
Totally
limited
hear
before
that.
because I wasn't working, but now I'm able to do a little bit more with it. So
Totally. And you have the motivation to stream again. I love to see you streaming again. And I think it's great.
oh yeah, it's a fun thing to do.
Well, and
But
I mean,
anywho,
it's fun, but it also has the potential to make you some money.
right? And I try not to look at it only in that way though, because that can happen with a lot of people once they start trying to turn it into it. That becomes the only focus, and then you lose your passion for gaming. And
Totally, yeah.
so
Same with writing. I mean, it's like, damn, I wish that I had sold more books, but not everybody's a reader. So
yeah,
do a little of this, do a little bit of that.
exactly.
I feel it strengthens my recovery. It brings us closer together as a family, and it helps other people. So I can feel good about that at the end of the day. I might not be making big bucks, but I feel pretty good when I put my head down at night. I can tell you that. And that's an amazing thing for me because I didn't used to feel that way.
It's quite a transformation when you look back at it.
Both of us.
Oh yeah, which is why we just only keep looking ahead towards deal with the feelings, let them pass, and then keep trudging forward along. Keep trying to feel as good about shit as you can. So
Totally. And try to be a little present too, just soak in the moment, like what is around you, what's good in your life right now, what's good around you right now. I need to do that more. And I think that's just what I'm going to focus on this week, really. Is just being more mindful, being more present. I'd like to meditate a little bit more. Maybe not be so social interaction-y. I don't know. I've had a lot of socialness going on. A lot of people
I think
I don't know, wanting a piece of my time, I guess.
well, that's something I think you have to watch out for, is knowing how much it comes to the point where it's almost intoxicating,
Yeah.
You can't even breathe, and it's just, you gotta be careful.
Not getting the chance to be my authentic self, maybe always. Yeah.
You have to be able to unwind. That's why I take so much pleasure in when I first get home from work. I need that time to unwind.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like I earned that.
Some quiet time. I need a little quiet time. But then there's times where I just need really loud music. It's just, I don't know.
That's true too.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I just I have all kinds of things that are good for me that I can kind of pick and choose from for whatever's going on that day. I think that's important in recovery.
It's very true.
So yeah, on that note, anybody have any last words before we hop off? We'll be checking in again though next Sunday at 6:30, and maybe Jake and I will be able to find a guest. Maybe.
Yeah, we can.
Possibly. If you're interested in being a guest, you can just send me an email. That's sabrinaillustrated@gmail.com. Send me an email. Tell me a little bit about what you want to talk about, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, because that is something we want to get in the habit of doing more frequently, is having guests on here. Just to add more interaction, because, we can only talk about the same thing so many times. It'd be nice to mix it up. And,
right.
But either way,
I mean, I can really harp on stuff. I can talk about the same old shit for quite a while if you guys want to.
I get
that,
too.
But
I just think for us, maybe
I know. No.
Might be more engaging. A little bit more.
Yeah, we need to get some guests. I want to get somebody on here that's got real long-term sobriety, somebody who has 20 years, but came out of the worst of it. I want a hardcore old AA guy on our podcast. Not necessarily AA, but hard. Actually, that could be fun. That could be fun.
I get it.
We'll think about it. We'll think on it.
All right, well, looks like everybody's checked out, so I guess that'll do it for us then. But
and my apologies to everybody. I'm sorry. I'm the podcast worst ever podcaster. So.
I mean, that's fine. It could have been worse, honestly. At least we were able to.
No, it's
for the most part, we were able to make do. So.
Yeah, and so I'll be uploading this to YouTube and Spotify and pretty much everywhere else that you could ever think of on the internet. So, okay.
Alrighty.
See you next Sunday.
Love you, sis.
Bye. Love you too. Bye.
See you guys.
See ya. How do I end this shit? Jeez.